before you even teach the book to put it in context.
Right.
Okay. Tell kids, okay, you're going to encounter the N-word. Okay? It's a bad word. You don't want to say it. Does that mean Steinbeck is a racist?
Right.
You know, and you discuss that once they understand. No, he's just very realistic, and he's just reflecting the times and how people of that time and location and education level talked.
Yeah. Same kind of issue with sexism with the novel too.
Mm-hmm.
Curly's wife doesn't even get a name, and for most of the book, she's sort of an antagonistic character. She's a problem. She's a source of conflict, and not treated very sympathetically.
Now, she does finally become sympathetic in the last scene in the barn, where she's talking to Lenny, because she wants to talk to anybody, even Lenny, about all her broken dreams. She could have been an actress. She could have been in the movies instead of getting married to Curly and being stuck on this farm.
Right. Yeah, and again, you're saying set up the novel and put it into perspective. I think not just with the issues of race, but issues of sexism too. To be able to bring that up and say, this is something to definitely consider as we're reading this, and to put that into context. Otherwise, you may skip over that sympathetic scene where Curly's wife becomes more. She becomes a three-dimensional character instead of just this point of conflict.
Yeah, and her meanness, especially telling Crooks that she could lynch him in a second, it's based on her own insecurities. And there's, if you can see that, and then with the following scene in the barn, then you kind of understand. You certainly don't condone those actions, but Steinbeck allows us to understand. And I think the kids can understand it too.
Yeah, the lynching scene, or the threat of the lynching scene, is one of those things that really, from my perspective of teaching history, is one of those great things to segue out of. It's the 1930s when the novel's taking place, and here there are very clear threats of lynching and violence, and a lot of times that it's lost that was a reality all the way into the 1960s, and there were very public lynchings all the way up into the 1930s, and that scene it's just so powerful that to see the way not just how easily she drops that into the conversation, but to see Crooks completely change. He becomes an entirely different character than he was one paragraph ago.